What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. Now, we are here in the bottom part of this temple. We got some exploring to do, and Swiftrunner got some explaining to do. So, see if we can't find Witherfang here and get to the bottom of what's going on with this curse. I certainly don't trust Zathrian to be telling us the truth, given how different all this has been. I suspect what he wanted or thought would happen here is that we would walk into the forest and the wolves would immediately either kill us or we would immediately kill them and be none the wiser of any of this. But certainly not the mindless feral beast that he portrayed. They fell all the way back here to support Witherfang, whoever that is. This is actually a huge problem, Alistair. Well, Alistair's down too. Okay, so here's what we're going to do about this. Now, if this hits, we'll be fine. On second thoughts, that should do the trick way better. Everybody should be up after that. Yes. Yeah, any kind of stun you can pop will immediately let all of your homies up. It applies to Mabari too. If they're ever pinned by some kind of creature, just pop whatever stun you have available to you and it'll get right up. Gotta keep an eye on a lot of that stuff. Shadow wolves are the ones that are doing that ability to us. The regular werewolves can't do that. As we get deeper, we're gonna start running into different kinds of wolves. Sign that we're getting close. Another sign that we're getting close is that we're actually full on carry capacity, so I'll probably edit out the interlude, but I am gonna empty up my inventory a little bit. I'll be right back, guys. Alrighty, we got around 40 slots back in our inventory now. We should be good to go. I'll be a little more mindful of things as I'm looting in the future. Alright, Alistair, I need you to go forward. I need you to rip that tome for a second. First things first, I'm gonna get that leg trap done. I don't want any of my allies coming through here and getting taken aback by that. I do feel the need to point out that the elves are very lucky that the wolves didn't send everything they have at the Dalish camp, because we must have killed upwards of like 200 wolves at this point. If they had all just raided the camp, the elves it would be over. They would already be dead. We would have arrived at the Aravels and seen nothing but corpses. And that does seem to speak kind of to the wolves' intentions, surely. Given the fact that they have the ability to just completely and utterly annihilate them and they haven't, you would wonder why. Whether that's by choice, maybe they're stuck in the forest. I guess we'll find out when we meet Witherfang, but worth pointing out that the elves would have been completely annihilated if the wolves had chosen to do that. Master lockpicker. I do try. Excuse me if my voice sounds a little rough today. Again, I'm dealing with some kind of thing going on with my voice. Drinking lots of hot drinks so I can still make the magic happen with the Codex episodes. You might just have to hear me clean my throat every now and then. Here's the gatekeeper.
Stop! Brothers and sisters, be at ease. We do not wish any more of our people hurt. I ask you this now, outsider. Are you willing to parley?
I've been trying to parley this whole time. We're talking right now, aren't we? So talk.
Not with me. I have been sent to you on behalf of the Lady. She believes you may not be aware of everything you should be. She means you no harm, provided your willingness to parley in peace is an honest one.
And how do I know I won't be walking into another ambush?
What would be the point? You have already proven your strength. We have no wish to anger you further.
So why doesn't this lady come and speak to me herself?
We would not let her. We will protect Our Lady to our last breath. It may yet come to pass that you will kill the rest of us, but until then we will not chance her coming to harm.
If you were willing to talk, why didn't you earlier?
Swiftrunner did not think it would matter. The Lady disagrees, and since you have forced your way this far, we must acquiesce to her wishes.
Is your lady Witherfang?
She is not Witherfang, but she can tell you of Witherfang if you ask. But first, you must agree to parley.
Then take me to this lady.
Follow me. But I warn you, if you break your promise and harm her, I will come back from the Fade itself to see you pay.
Again, these are sentient beings. I'm nobody's trigger man, and I'm not just gonna walk in here and execute people for Zathrian. I want to know the situation. I did just walk us into a bad place though, so hopefully my instincts aren't incorrect here.
I bid you welcome, mortal. I am the Lady of the Forest.
Really, you seem more like the Lady of the Ruin to me. You can be such an asshole in this game. Thank you. I'm glad we have this chance to talk.
Do not listen to him, lady. He will betray you. We must attack him now.
Hush, Swiftrunner. Your urge for battle has only seen the death of the very ones you've been trying to save. Is that what you want?
No, my lady. Anything but that.
And the time has come to speak with this outsider, to set our rage aside. I apologize on Swiftrunner's behalf. He struggles with his nature.
As do we all, lady.
Truer words were never spoken. But few could claim the same as these creatures, that their very nature is a curse forced upon them. No doubt you have questions, mortal. There are things that Zathrian has not told you.
Of that I am very sure. How do you know what he has or has not told me?
Because there are things that he would not tell. Things that you should decide for yourself, whether you need to know. It was Zathrian who created the curse that these creatures suffer. The same curse that Zathrian's own people now suffer. Centuries ago, when the Dalish first came to this land, a tribe of humans lived close to this forest. They sought to drive the Dalish away. Zathrian was a young man then. He had a son and daughter he loved greatly. And while out hunting, the human tribe captured them both.
The humans tortured the boy, killed him. The girl they raped and left for dead. The Dalish found her, but she learned later she was with child. She killed herself.
That's fucking rough. So Zathrian cursed them, I take it.
Zathrian came to this ruin and summoned a terrible spirit, binding it to the body of a great wolf. So Witherfang came to be. Witherfang hunted the humans of the tribe. Many were killed, but others were cursed by his blood, becoming twisted and savage creatures.
Twisted and savage, just as Witherfang himself is. They were driven into the forest. When the human tribe finally left for good, their cursed brethren remained, pitiful and mindless animals.
Until I found you, my lady. You gave me peace.
I showed Swiftrunner that there was another side to his bestial nature. I soothed his rage and his humanity emerged. And he brought others to me.
So are these wolves, this has been hundreds of years, and I don't think werewolves are immortal, so the wolves that are left remaining, they can't be the ones that did that to Zathrian's family, because Zathrian is like pushing 1,000. He's been the keeper for centuries, no doubt because he's somehow linked to this curse, but these can't be the people responsible for all that. Why did you ambush the Dalish? For revenge?
In part, we seek to end the curse. The crimes committed against Zathrian's children were grave, but they were committed centuries ago by those who are long dead. Word was sent to Zathrian every time the landships passed this way, asking him to come, but he has always ignored us. We will no longer be denied.
We spread the curse to his people, so he must end the curse to save them.
Please, mortal. You must go to him. Bring him here. If he sees these creatures, hears their plight, surely he will agree to end the curse.
Well, as she said, that answered my question almost immediately after I asked it. These aren't the people responsible for that crime that happened among Zathrian's people hundreds of years ago. These are all the ancestors of those people, or random wanderers in the forest that got attacked by a rabid wolf. And I don't believe in sins of the father. These people might descend from the rapists and murderers that were in that tribe, but they aren't those rapists and murderers, and they don't deserve whatever this is. We definitely need to at the least talk to Zathrian about this. Why would Zathrian agree to come here alone?
If Zathrian comes, I shall summon Witherfang. I possess that power. I also have the power to ensure Witherfang is never found. Tell Zathrian this. If he does not come, if he does not break the curse, he will never find Witherfang, and he will never cure his people.
I suspect, given the tree roots she has all over her body that match the great white wolf, I'm pretty sure this is the spirit that was summoned. I'm pretty sure we're talking to Witherfang. Very well. I will go to Zathrian and tell him this.
And we shall await your return. Outside of this chamber, the passage leading back to the surface has been opened for you. Return with Zathrian as soon as you can.
Door with two lights. Now, before we hit the door with two lights, we have some loot. My loot goblin brain is driving me crazy. Yeah, the people who committed those atrocities to Zathrian's clan, they're long dead. These people had no involvement in that at all. The only crime these people commit was being born. I'm not
On it.
I'm not willing to punish them for existing. That's absurd. And I would very much like to know why Zathrian wasn't completely honest with us about this.
This should be easy enough.
He clearly doesn't trust us as much as he trusts his own ego. He told us they're all rabid wolves incapable of feeling or thought, and he clearly knows that's not the case. And we asked him about the story behind this before we came into the forest, and he just said he didn't want to talk about it. And sent us on our way to slaughter this wolf that he said was the cause of the curse. As it turns out, he is the cause of the curse, not the wolf. Now, I'm not going to judge his initial actions too badly,
As you wish.
because who can judge a father's actions when something like that happens to his son and his daughter? I can't comment to that. What I can comment on is 600 years later, still punishing their ancestors. He should have ended the curse after the initial tribe was all slaughtered and dispersed. We have a glass phylactery here. Before we do that, we are going to level up Alistair. I'm saving his specialization point for when we unlock a champion. In the meantime, let's give you dexterity and willpower. Give you more tactic slots, of course. Now we have options. We can do Shield Mastery, which is the character has mastered the use of the shield for both offense and defense and receives additional benefits when using Shield Bash, Shield Pommel, Assault, Overpower, Shield Defense, Shield Wall, and Shield Cover. So this is a flat buff to all our tanking abilities. We're absolutely going to take that. And now beyond this, for all my other levels, I'm likely going to start buffing up the Templar tree because there's definitely some things here that I want. Overpower and Assault are all cool, but we'll kind of just take our time getting those as we get those. A small glass phylactery sits conspicuously separate from all else. The area is unnaturally cold. Dark shapes swirl around a slip of paper within the vial. Take the vial. We know the drill with this by now. It's of course going to be a Templar, or a Revenant, excuse me, not a Templar. Again, you're gonna back it up a little. I don't like that you're taking so much damage.
Just die already.
Should be plenty. Hit him with a lot of good stuff. See, he's consistently getting paralyzed by our Rune of Paralysis that we put on the dagger. That is why that is so good on rogues. The attacks per second you get on a rogue just gives so many chances for that to proc. It's honestly the best thing to slot in my opinion. We're already getting crowd control from our mages and our tank, and now on top of that, whenever we do a dual weapon sweep, or a whirlwind, whenever we get that ability finally, it's just it has a chance to paralyze everything it touches. And when it can touch everything in a giant AoE like that, well, it'll be quite good. Perhaps we'll get to showcase that a little eventually when I get it. I'm going to start working on them as soon as we get back to getting levels for our main character. I would definitely like to get Whirlwind. Ancient texts. Scroll Banner Store, we're in the market for those. Need those for a collective quest, I believe. Right, now let's go hit the door with the 2 torches. Let's see what kind of explanation Zathrian has for us about all this. Something tells me even if we directly confront him with the truth of all this, he's not going to be strictly forthcoming.
On it.
Getting stuck on a lot of the physics right now. Game got me moonwalking up the stairs. Treasure pile. Soul sword. They actually look really cool. I like those. The soul swords look very cool. You can actually use a warrior with dual wield too, and dual wield longswords, which is very effective. You can have full heavy armor with dual longswords. The warrior doesn't need to be a tank or a two-hander.
And here you are already.
He followed us here, did he? How did you get here? Wouldn't the forest keep you out?
I am a keeper, with access to powers your king has long forgotten. I was never barred from this place.
He wishes to see if we did his work for him. Is that not why you were here now, sorcerer?
Do not call me that, witch. I am keeper of this clan, and have done what I must. Did you acquire the heart?
Morgan calling it as she sees it as always. He got a little pissy being called a sorcerer, but ultimately that is what he is. He might be the clan chief, but he is still just a wizard ultimately, when it comes down to brass tacks. No, I didn't.
You didn't. May I ask then, why are you leaving the ruin?
So you knew about this ruin. Why didn't you tell me?
There was no need. I knew you would find it, and I did not care to give you a history lesson about things that have no bearing on your purpose here. But it seems the spirit convinced you to act on her behalf. Might I inquire what she wants?
She won't summon Witherfang unless you break the curse.
You do understand that she actually is Witherfang?
Yes, I thought as much.
She is the powerful spirit of this ancient forest that I summoned long ago and bound in the body of the wolf. Her nature is that of the forest itself, Beautiful and terrible, serene and savage, maiden and beast. She is the Lady and Witherfang both, two sides of a single being. The curse came first from her. Those she afflicted with it mirrored her own nature, becoming savage beast as well as human.
But the werewolves have regained their minds.
I find that difficult to believe. They attacked my clan, and they were the same savages then that they have ever been. They deserve to be wiped out and not defended. Come, I will accompany you back to the ruin. Let us go and speak to the spirit, and I will force her into Witherfang's form. He may then be slain and the heart taken.
It's worth pointing out that the reason they attacked his people when they came back is because they have peacefully sent word multiple times, to which he has ignored, because he blames the ancestors of people that did that to his family for what the people that are long dead actually did. Again, the people in these wolf forms, they have done nothing to any of his relatives. His relatives were long dead by the time they were born. He's just blaming the whole bloodline for something. I assure you, the werewolves have regained their minds.
Even so, they are still the same worthless creatures that their ancestors were. They deserve nothing more than the misery they possess. This is not your battle, Grey Warden. Let us just take the heart and be done with it.
He sounds like a very bitter old man. Maybe that's why the elves took the long sleep after they were alive for so many hundreds of years. Do you still have so much hatred after all this time?
You were not there. You did not see what they did to my son, to my daughter, and so many others. You are not Dalish. How can you know how we had to struggle to be safe? How could I have let their crimes go unanswered?
Yes, because the Dalish are the only people that have anything committed against them in the entire world. Don't come to me with a victim complex when my entire family was butchered at the start of this episode, or at the start of this Let's Play, rather. But those crimes were committed centuries ago.
I remember them as if it were yesterday. Even if they are more than animals now, they desire nothing but revenge.
Right.
They will never let my clan be.
Nothing but revenge for what? For the fact that you have them all running around as cursed werewolves for something that their grandfathers' grandfathers did? So your answer is to let them suffer forever?
Tell me, if you held your own daughter's lifeless body in your arms, would you not also have sworn an eternity of pain on those who did such to her?
I might have, but who is being punished now?
Very well. You wish me to go and talk? I will do so. But what if it is only more revenge they wish? Will you safeguard me from harm?
I would have avenged my daughter and my son. What I would not have done is continued to punish the entire line of descendants hundreds of years onwards. Certainly his initial action of what he did when he found his daughter's lifeless body and his son tortured to death was not wrong. He is in complete rights as a father and a family member to take revenge on that. Even if he wasn't in relation to the woman and the man that happened to, as the leader of the clan, it's his responsibility to protect his people. So vanquishing that threat immediately is well within his rights to do. What came after that is what's the problem. I don't think it will come to that. Actually, let's just remind him to be on his best behavior. I will, unless you attack first.
I fail to see the purpose behind this, but very well. It has been many centuries now. Let us see what the spirit has to say.
He's not going to get to just walk in here and throw hands and have us execute them by proxy.
So here you are, spirit.
She is the Lady of the Forest. You will address her properly.
You've taken a name, spirit? And you've given names to your pets? These beasts who follow you?
It was they who gave me a name, Zathrian. And the names they take are their own. They follow me because I help them to find who they are.
Who they are has not changed from whom their ancestors were. Wild savages, worthless dogs. Their twisted shape only mirrors their monstrous hearts.
He will not help us, lady. It is as I warned you. He is not here to talk.
No, I am here to talk, though I see little point in it. We all know where this will lead. Your nature compels it, as does mine.
It does not have to be that way. There is room in your heart for compassion, Zathrian. Surely your retribution is spent.
My retribution is eternal, Spirit, as is my pain. This is justice, no more.
Are you certain your pain is the only reason you will not end this curse? Have you told the mortal how it was created?
He just said it himself. This is justice no more. Not justice anymore. This is some petty revenge thing. He said he summoned you and bound you to a wolf.
And so he did. Witherfang and I are bound as one being. But such powerful magic could not be accomplished without Zathrian's own blood. Your people believe you have rediscovered the immortality of their ancestors, Zathrian, but that is not true. So long as the curse exists, so do you.
No, that is not how it is.
Gave yourself a little infinite health potion, did you? Just how far will you go for your revenge, Zathrian?
I did it for my people. I did it for my son and my daughter. For them, for justice, I would do anything.
The curse would not end with Zathrian's death. His life, however, relies on its existence. And I believe his death plays a part in its ending.
Then we kill him! We tear him apart now!
For all your powers of speech, you are beasts still. What would you gain from killing me? Only I know how the ritual ends, and I will never do it.
Ha! You see? We must kill them all!
See? They turn on you as quickly. Do what you have come here to do, Grey Warden, or get out of my way.
They're not turning on me, they're turning on you. And again, he was trying to justify himself a second ago by saying he would do anything for his daughter and his son. But he has lied to his own people. Not only has he done a blood magic ritual that gives him immortality and plunges this entire woods into chaos, and it's not just the people he tried to punish that got, punished by this. First of all, they're all long dead hundreds of years ago. But now merchants and traveling caravans, as they come through these woods, are being infected and turned into werewolves because of him. And then he went back and lied to his own people and said that he's somehow enlightened. He has regained the immortality of the Elder Elves, when in reality he's just alive because of this blood magic ritual. And then he lied to a Grey Warden and sent us to our potential death under a false pretense. I am not happy about any of these things. You'll end that curse if I have to force you myself.
We're standing for what's right here,
Indeed.
no matter what.
Then you die with them. All of you will suffer as you deserve.
I've established which side of the fence I need to be on here, and I'm committed to that. He can talk a big game about justice, but at the end of the day, he's a liar, he's a fraud, and he's also a Maleficar. I have zero interest in being of any assistance to that. If he wants to have me hear the demons he's summoning, how touching. Get the Sylvan out of the way first. Gonna give our mages some healing. Really warms the heart seeing the elder folk summon demons as they claim to be doing something for justice. I'd also like to point out that in a lot of codexes, the codex tend to say that Maleficar are most often born when they have to save themselves. They'll often do whatever it takes to save their lives. It's when they're driven to the brink of themselves that is when they summon demons. And Zathrian right here is doing whatever it takes for self-preservation, which if anything is more evidence that he is really just keeping this curse going because he doesn't want to die. Even though that is the way of things. He already trained a keeper. He just doesn't want to pass. That's why he's holding on to this for so long.
No, no more. I I cannot defeat you.
Finish it! Kill him now!
No, Swift Runner. We will not kill him. If there is no room in our hearts for mercy, how may we expect there to be room in his?
I cannot do as you ask, Spirit. I am too old to know mercy. All I see are the faces of my children, my people. I cannot do it.
When the spirit of vengeance has more self-reflection or self-inflection than the keeper of the Dalish clan, she exists to punish all these things. She is the spirit of the woods, bound into a vengeance ritual of a wolf, and she has way more self-inflection, way more sense of self and right and wrong and duty than this guy. I don't know how that happened, but if that doesn't speak for itself, I don't know what else will. Hasn't this gone on long enough, Zathrian?
Perhaps I have lived too long. This hatred in me is like an ancient, gnarled root. It has consumed my soul. What of you, Spirit? You are bound to the curse just as I am? Do you not fear your end?
You are my maker, Zathrian. You gave me form and consciousness where none existed. I have known pain and love, hope and fear, all the joy that is life. Yet of all things I desire nothing more than an end. I beg you, Maker, put an end to me. We beg you, show mercy.
You shame me, Spirit. I am an old man, alive long past his time.
Then you will do it? You will end the curse?
Yes, I think it is time. Let us put an end to it all.
It's over. She's gone, and we're human. I can scarcely believe it.
Interested in seeing Swiftrunner in human form. He kept the cool eyes. Man, this is probably my favorite story arc in the game. The Brazilian Forest is probably my favorite location. So what are you going to do now?
We'll leave the forest, I suppose. Find other humans, see what's out there for us. It should be quite interesting, don't you think? Thank you. We'll never forget you.
Might be a bit of an adjustment. Win with 7 approval for that. I believe that's the best kind of outcome. Yeah, I really love this story arc. The whole thing with the curse and the woods and the Lady of the Forest and Zathrian's lies and deception, his reasoning for his lies and deception, and why he's so bitter about this whole thing. This is really well put together and well crafted. I love the narrative of this place. And something that she was saying there reminded me of something from the Ulysses or the Odyssey. I forget which one it's from, but it's one of the Greek heroes is talking about the gods, and he mentions that for humans, the gods are the ones that are jealous of us because of our mortality. And the line ends with, everything is more beautiful because we are doomed. And what she was saying there about how she's experienced love and pain and loss, all she wants now is an end. It reminded me of that saying in the Ulysses or the Odyssey a lot. You know, for mortals, all things are more beautiful because we're doomed. A very cool saying. And I think we should be right up close to the exit. So before we wrap this episode, I will go on back to the Dalish camp and tell Lanaya that she got a promotion. She's gonna be the keeper going forward. Hopefully the Dalish don't see that their leader didn't come back and blame us. I think they'll still be interested in helping us out. Lanaya seemed like a good person. I think she'll be a good keeper.
It is done. The essence of the wolf's heart has banished all traces of cursed blood from the hunters. It is too bad that Zathrian had to die. I felt it when he departed. I think he was ready to go.
Did you know about his connection to the curse?
I suspected. But Zathrian did not like to talk about that. Nonetheless, the curse is over, and no one else will be subjected to it. It will be difficult to fill Zathrian's shoes. He was our keeper for many centuries, and he will be sorely missed. But I am keeper now. Let me say it officially then. I hereby swear to uphold the terms of the ancient contract our people formed with the Grey Wardens. Call, and we shall come, with great speed and purpose, and we shall strike at your foes. This I swear.
Thank you, Lanaya.
It has been a long time since the Dalish marched to war, but I trust that in the end, we shall make a difference for you.
I trust so too. Realistically, if you can imagine putting like a whole line of Dalish up on a wall, a defensible position. Like think about Ostagar, right? How they had that huge tower up top above the battlefield. If you had like 100 Dalish up on there with their arrows, that battle goes very differently. They can make a huge difference in impact. Here's Dagon. This is the guy we brought back to camp that we found in the woods. I'm not sure if he'll have any commentary, but let's find out.
Greetings to you, friend. I understand I have you to thank for my rescue from the forest.
Yes, that's me.
I don't want your efforts to go unrewarded. Here is a gem I traded for when I was amongst the outsiders. I thought to make a necklace out of it for my bride, but I want you to have it. I know it is of worth.
Thank you. That's most kind.
Then take it with the blessings of the gods, I hope. And now, I am afraid I must rest. The keeper says I am not yet fully recovered, after all. I wish you well, my friend.
Are you sure you don't have part of the werewolf curse? Because his eyes... his eyes look suspiciously the same as Swiftrunner's.
The hunters are recovering quickly. This is a most joyous day.
That's good. Happy endings exist after all. Can't find Gaina and Kamen anywhere in the camp. I guess they're eloping. He's passing his exam.
Allow me to say Masiranus once again for your assistance. You were marvelous how you handled her. I would never have expected it.
Alright, we're all squared away with the Dalish. So, now that we're over with this, that is going to be a wrap for this episode, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, there's a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you guys soon with more Dragon Age Origins. Take care, guys. Have a good day.